That was an awkward way to start the stream. Hey guys, what's going on? Mr. Happy here. For week 10 of the Final Fantasy XIV Informational, it's a pretty hard follow-up to the live letter 7, but you know what? I found some questions and I found some information that I think people, I've been getting a few questions about them and I've been answering them in the comments, so I figured it would be way easier to just answer them in a video as well. That way everybody could get the information. By the way, if you see me stop paying attention while I'm recording, there is a bug somewhere in the vicinity of my computer. So this is an electric fly swatter. That thing's going down. Anyway, before I shock myself. Anyway, so I want to cover a few topics today. Some, again, less interested topics. A lot of people who have this information know about it, but there are a lot of people who have this information and they don't know about it, or they just don't know about the information. Um, the first one I want to talk about is Gil. I had one comment this week ask me, what will happen to our guild from 1.0? Now, a lot of the legacy people who have played throughout the entire 2 years or for most of 2 years know a lot about this because we've accumulated a lot of guild. And what's going to happen is you're going to get to keep your guild. However, it's going to be divided by 10, and that's how much you will actually have. If you had 1 million gil, you will now have 100,000 upon logging in. If you had 100 million, you'll have 10 million, something like that. The reason why they're doing that is they don't want people who were filthy rich, because there are people who had billions upon billions of gil because there was nothing to do except farm money. And let me fix this. There we go. That looked weird. Anyway, there are people who had nothing to do but make money, and those people are going to have an advantage over new players. Now, that segues into my second question that I had, something about how will the servers work? Will they be international? Will we be able to play with the Japanese, etc., etc.? And I have a two-pronged answer to that. The first one is yes, they are international servers, meaning if you have a friend from Japan or if you have a friend from another region, he will be able to play on your server, and there shouldn't be really any lag problems. However, there are going to be two types of segregated servers. I may have mentioned this in an earlier video, but I'm going to cover it again. There's legacy servers and there's non-legacy servers. A legacy server shares the same name and all the character information from the previous game. What that means is it's everything. Everything that was there is still there, other than obviously what was in the auction house, and your retainer should still have whatever. I don't know. But basically, it means that legacy characters are on that server. And all the gil and everything is there. It's in the economy. It's waiting to be spent on the new game to develop the economy. And new players have to make a decision. New players are they're more than welcome to play on these legacy servers. They're either going to be at an advantage or disadvantage depending on how they look at the market being preset for them. Now, if you're the kind of person who likes to completely decide the market, get to level 50, farm what you need, tell people how much it's going to cost, then the new servers, the non-legacy servers, are completely fresh servers. No one's ever played on them before. There are no character saves, no gil, nothing has been done on those servers before. And you have the freedom to take over the market if you're quick and you're willing to do that kind of work in an MMO. If that's something you like doing, those are the servers for you if you're a brand new player. Even if you're an old player, maybe you won't make a new account and go to one of those servers just so you can, show people how it's done. So, servers, Gil. I'm going to go through my questions now. I had something. Oh, one more thing. I've been having a lot of people ask me about Arcanist. Now, with the recent announcement of Scholar being the 9th job, apparently they fixed it. Even though they put 8th on the Twitter, it is actually the 9th job. Obviously, we'll get more details about that at E3. But people have been asking me, what does Arcanist even do? We know what Summoner does. The job is in the name. We pretty much figured it's going to summon things. But what does Arcanist do? We know that Arcanist can summon Carbuncle. That's a given. But the other spells it does, it's considered a damage over time and debuffing class. That's really the most of the details we're getting. So we can expect a lot of spells that maybe from Final Fantasy XI, like Burn and Choke. I would expect things like that. I would also expect abilities like Bind and Gravity to be on Arcanist. Now, a lot of people might be skeptical about that because, oh, what about Red Mage? Well, that's just what we've been given so far. We've been giving that it has damage over time in debuffs. So I'm expecting Dia, I'm expecting Bio, I am expecting Burn, Choke, even though that's more on the Black Mage side. And I'm also expecting that even though we haven't gotten any more real details about Scholar, that Scholar is most definitely going to be a second job that can come from Arcanist, which is a great idea by Yoshi P, because a lot of people have been wondering, what would it be like if one class broke off into two jobs? Well, now most likely, unless they announce another class along with it at E3, that is going to be the case, and we'll get to test that, so that's perfect. Now, obviously, it won't be available until release, so I won't be able to put any more information out there, but that's still great that they're at least doing the idea and right at launch are showing people this is how it's going to work and this is what we're capable of with this class job system. It's a way to say, all you naysayers, we're going to show you how it works and what the benefits are of it. And hopefully that's how it turns out, because they could just completely end up showing us their hand, and it could be a terrible, terrible system. We don't know yet. There's no way to know until it comes out, so let's not judge now. You, of course, are welcome to have your own opinions about it, and I more than welcome you to put them in the comments below. The last thing I want to cover before looking at some of the questions is I took a look at the roadmap, the beta roadmap for 3.0 for 2.0, 3.0, and it's been changed. So if you haven't looked at it in a while, please look at it. Now, not much has changed, but there was a very key detail that I noticed, and I didn't mention it yesterday in the video in my live letter highlights and thoughts, but I did kind of hint that I knew about it, and it was that the NDA does not say lifted anymore under Phase 3, and it does not say lifted anymore under Phase 4. It says partially lifted. Now, because invites haven't gone out yet for Phase 3, or at least if they did, then then as someone who's been in phases 1 and 2, I'm feeling very left out. We don't know what that means for sure. Now, I've asked around, I've gone around the community, I've been trying to get answers, and the most consistent answer that I'm getting, and a lot of people seem to be agreeing upon this, but I'm not going to take it for fact yet, is that they simply don't want people revealing information from previous phases 1 and 2, and the game was not at its peak, especially because it's been through so many changes. Now that makes sense. That's not only in line with the fact that they're taking longer to get Phase 3 out, so that way they can implement all these changes, but it's just a good publicity. Like, it's just good publicity. They only want people to see the game when it's been at its best. Now, granted, I still don't know what that means about gameplay and images. There still hasn't been mentioned about it. But if it's only stuff from the previous phases, then I'm going to be more than happy to share that information. Now, worst case scenario, it is gameplay and images that are under the NDA. If you're wondering what I'm looking at, it's my headphones because they die after 10 minutes for some reason. And I have to turn. Oh no, they're plugged in. They should be fine. And that's not why they die anyway. They die because there's no sound coming out of my earphones. Should gameplay and images be not under the or under the NDA, meaning I cannot post them, I will be sure to still keep you guys in the loop about what's going on in Phase 3. I'm more than happy to do that. I really hope that the NDA doesn't affect that though. So now I'm gonna see if I have any questions. I don't think I had many questions this last week. I had a lot of thank yous. See, here's a thanks for answering me. Here's somebody asking me. Okay, somebody asked me and I did answer them already, but I'm gonna take the time to answer them over the comment as soon as I can find the right one. All right, nope. Here, I'm just gonna go to the video because for some reason, let me go to the video. Okay, I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Well, this is unprofessional. You know, that seems to be the way I like to do it. It's flagged as spam. How has this been flagged as spam? Oh, because there's a comment in it. Okay. I'm so confused. There's so many comments removed here. I'm gonna have to check my emails. I think it's the same guy. That's why it's considered spam. Scholar being the 8th job was a typo. They have since fixed that. Great. That was I used that information today, so thank you for posting that, Sven Colson. All right. So what is the benefit of having the game on PC and PS3? If I wanted a friend to play my support character on the PS3 while I played on the PC, would that work? Do 1.0 Collector's Edition owners need to do anything to get the digital upgrade? I believe I mentioned this in an earlier video, and I did answer this person in the comments, but what are the benefits of having the game on the PC and the PS3? Well, if you're the only one playing, the only benefit really is one of two things. Either you have the freedom to play on one or the other, or you can dual box technically. Now, it won't be the easiest way to dual box, but you can dual box that way. So those are the real only benefits. And yes, the 1.0 CE owners automatically get the digital upgrades in their mailbox. This was covered in the live letter. Now, That actually puts me on an interesting thing. If you are a 1.0 player, but you didn't have the collector's edition, and you're now looking to get the collector's edition, be very, very careful about how you go about this. Square Enix has not implemented a way for you to get the game itself without buying the entire collector's edition. Now, some people won't mind that. Collector's edition, the physical copy for the PC is 70, and for the PS3 it's 80. And you're gonna have to pay the $30 for the game regardless if you're buying it on the PC, or the $40 depending on where you bought it for the PS3. And some people are very angry about that. If you're the kind of person who would be, I highly recommend that you send Square Enix some sort of letter, post on the forums somewhere, on the regular Lodestone forums, and just like hope that they do something, because that's very unfortunate for people. I myself am buying the collector's edition, the physical copy, just to have it, because I'm cool. I'm a cool nerd like that. And let's see what else. I had somebody ask me for my Facebook. If there's ever a demand for that, I'll make a fan Facebook that does not come anywhere near showing what my real Facebook is. Because if I accept one person, I pretty much have to accept anybody who asks, and that could be problematic if people start asking for my Facebook. So if you really want to message, if you really want to talk to me, contact me here. Also, don't forget on my main channel page there's a link to a Twitter. I don't check it too often because I don't really have a lot of followers. But if you ever want to ask me something, either send me a message on YouTube or go over to my Twitter. Again, it's on the main channel. It's in the little banner thing of the new YouTube. Anyone know an estimate of how many beta testers they will select? Mainly the PS3 version. I redeemed my Final Fantasy 13 code, so I can only hope. I've seen people say that a lot of times. Um, Phase 2 had 550,000 people, I believe. I'm expecting Phase 3 will double that, and a lot of them will be PS3 players. So I'm expecting there will be a couple 100,000 PC players, but way more PS3 players. That's what I'm expecting. When will beta keys go out? No way for me to know, man. Uh, I've played all healers and MMOs I've played. Should I go this route again, or is it harder than normal in other MMOs? I did. Hmm. It's hard for me to say. I can't reveal information about my experiences as a healer in Phase 2. Um, I would say you're good. If you played it in all other MMOs, you're probably good. That's the safest thing I could say, because that means you're a healer at heart, and no matter what game you play, you'll be a healer at heart, and you'll be good at it. Don't worry. This is and then I have the person who told me that it said partially lifted. I knew, but I hadn't actually looked. So, thank you. Thanks for the information. Love your endings. Thank you for watching. I need to get into the beta. Fingers crossed. Thanks for the update. After watching the skill video, got me thinking, is this the type of game where they add higher levels, they add more skills? DC Universe got boring to me because they plan on never increasing the level cap and making new abilities for existing characters. Yes, this is a game where the level cap will increase. We will get new abilities. That will definitely happen. It will not happen the way it happened in 11, where they'll go back and tweak abilities, or they'll add abilities at awkward levels. This will be a game where the level cap will increase. We will get new jobs, we will get new classes, and we will get new abilities. Thank you for asking that, Naruto Epic. I love that I can get a condensed recap from your channel. Keep up the good work. Thanks for posting. Love the new job trailer. Can't wait till E3 and beta. And thanks for all the new info. So that's all the comments I have on yesterday's video. I'm going to go back and check one other video, but I'm going to have to check the dates very carefully because it came out last Friday. And, you know, so give me 1 second here. I'm pulling it up on my tabs. There we go. Okay, thank you very much for the videos. Getting information on 2.0. I keep wondering if the physical goodies will be shipped when the pre-order the collector's edition online, though. Yes, they will be shipped. If you do that, it says they will be shipped. Don't worry. Also, if you could talk about regional servers and how much they play a huge role in players' migration and the original link shells breaking due to the segregation of servers. It's not regional servers. I've been playing with Japanese people, so nothing's changed about that. 1.0 wasn't regional servers either, so I don't know why they would, you don't have anything to be worried about. It's just legacy versus non-legacy. Bro Mingo, I just sat through 9 of your videos. May I say you have done exceptional work. I have 2 questions. Relic progression, how vastly is it going to differ change? Not at all. Other than farming items, he said everything for the Relic quest will still be there, and that they will add more when more comes. So Ifrit Extreme is still required, and all the dungeons that were required before are still required. You spoke about them being content from content from version 1 to version 2.0. Does that include Hamlet? Fucking Hamlet. I hope not, but yes. Because the Relic quest isn't changing, there has to be Hamlets. I'm sorry. I pray for your soul. But There'll be a lot more. I'm sure there'll be a lot less annoying than they were before. Are certain races better at certain classes, like in Final Fantasy XI? Tarator made good mages, Gulka made good tanks. Yes, but they're making sure the difference is not that noticeable in this game. They're not. They don't want people being, oh my god, a Taru tank. Like they don't want people doing that. It's still gonna happen, but that's not good. That's not really the case. The differences are very, very subtle in this game. Hey, I almost turned it back off again. So certain races will technically be better, but not to the point where it's unfathomable and it's worth making fun of somebody for wanting to do that, especially because you can do everything on one character like in 11. Okay, what else? Enjoying your Final Fantasy 14 videos. I already read info elsewhere, but I love the breakdowns Q&A. Thank you for your comment, Alex first. Do Dragoons get their Wyverns? Somebody very helpfully commented, nope, because they don't. Hi, Mr. Happy. I have a very discerning question. I had the collection edition for the original 14, but I never played it because I procrastinated buying a PC. Now with the ARR, I'm having a baby with my wife who cannot afford to buy a PC in time for August 27th. They've stated pre-orders will get early access to the servers. Do you know if the PS3 system will have a digital download as well? I'm currently stationed in South Korea, so I will get it late. Thank you. That is a very good question, especially because I'm winging it. Wish I prepared for that one. PS3 system, I don't think that has a digital download. I'm gonna have to look, and I will send you a private message. I will definitely get back to you on that, though. So thank you for asking. I know there's a physical copy, and I'll be sure to find out if there's a digital version. Great video, bro. Really looking forward to the game. One question. What happens if I had bought the original Final Fantasy 1.0 game? I don't need to repurchase the game, correct? Does that mean I will be in Phase 3 beta June as well? As long as you registered, yes. And somebody went and answered that, thank you. I just want to say yes, you will be as long as you registered your account. Is it true whatever class you choose also picks what city you start in? That's a great question. And yes, it does. It actually does because they want to start you where your guild is so you can do where your quests. That is how it's going to work. That way, because that's how it's going to work. You're going to have to start in the city where your guild is. So yes, your class does choose what city you pick. August 20th can't get here soon enough. Oh, early access. I get what he means. August 20th, not the 27th for us. Straightforward news and commentary. Keep it up. Any word about Square Enix about servers? They can split them into regions. No. Is there a difference between collector's edition hard copy and collector's edition digital download? You won't get the soundtrack or the art book. I'm surprised you haven't talked about the new Scholar job rumors. Well, I did now. What brand are your headphones? Logitech G930s. They're great, except for the fact that when no sound comes out, they shut off automatically. What server are you going to be playing on? I'm going to save that information for later, especially because I do have a legacy server that I have to play on. I bought Final Fantasy 14 when it first came out. Any idea where I can go to find my old account? Square Enix account management. Wow, there are a lot more comments here. Okay, but most of them are just people talking to each other, so I can end it there. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm sorry if this was a little bit too long for you. Skip around the videos. I'll make sure to mention in the mention times in the description. So thank you for watching. Again, please like, favorite, subscribe, share it if you have friends that are cool and you really want to show them some information about the MMO. Be sure to share my channel as well because there's a lot of information here and there's a lot more to come. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will keep you updated about the NDA thing for Phase 3, and I will send anybody I promised a personal message after I have the information. So have a good day, guys. Hey, then fuck this.